Johnny Mason in place, and today we're going to talk about the basics of group term life versus individual term life. Well, a lot of people ask this question and they don't know the differences. You know, we're taught to go to school, get our job, get our benefits, but we don't know what really our benefits are. And one thing to think about is this. If you have the same thing that everybody else has, is it really that special? Well, there's some pros and cons that you need to know about, that if you have the information, at least you'll be able to make a decision. And there's pros and cons to everything. Here's how the basics work. Number one, first off, know that 40% of employers don't even offer life insurance to their employees. That's a big challenge today, because if you are a parent, you have responsibilities. If you're a spouse, you have responsibilities. Something were to happen, God forbid, there is going to be a financial burden passed on to the family. Whether you like it or not, there is going to be a financial burden, and life insurance is a great way to prevent the burden and allow the family, if something were to happen, to at least recover emotionally and without that financial burden dropping on them. But when it comes to group life insurance, term life, number one, underwriting, no underwriting necessary. So that's kind of a good thing, where maybe you're not the healthiest, you have some issues, they'll give you a policy. But with individual, yes, there is underwriting. Even now though, you can get a couple $1 million of term life with no blood work, no urine testing, no blood work, no urine testing. They'll do your medical background, they'll pull your driving background, they'll pull your pharmaceutical background. You can actually get individual policies though in the same day. So it's kind of nice that the underwriting's become much easier. Okay, premiums deducted from your check right away from your group life. Very simple to do. Individual, pay out of pocket. It's still the same thing. Either way, not a difference. Here's the big one though, coverage. Coverage in group is only while you're employed at the group. Individual is throughout the entire term. One of my new agents, I was talking to the other day, and we went through his story. He's telling me his story. And he says, John, I'm recovering from some bankruptcy and some other stuff. I said, well, what happened? What's going on? My wife passed away from non-tobacco lung cancer. She's 41 years old. I said, what the hell? What happened? He says, we don't know what happened. Things happen. I said, so why the bankruptcy? Didn't you have life insurance at her job? He said, yes. But when she was going through the chemo, she was going through the therapy, they ended up letting her go. She was no longer an employee of that company, and they didn't have to pay. So just because you think you have group life and you think I'm good, you're not as good as you think. So most people have individual policies, and if they did have an individual policy, and she did get fired, the policy would have paid. And it sucks to talk about, but if you only have group, please look at something individual, that it's yours, you own it, you can go from job to job, nothing to worry about. Because portability, no, you can't take it with you. It's there. It's that group. You can't bring that group to new group. It's theirs. But obviously, there's portability with individual because it's yours. Living benefits, no. Individual, yes. What is a living benefit? Who here knows someone that's had cancer? Heart attacks, strokes, living benefits such as going to a nursing home, home health, adult daycare. It's pretty expensive. In Florida alone, it's right now around $10,000 a month out of pocket. Health insurance doesn't cover it. So you're either going to have to sell your stock, your real estate, you use up your own cash, borrow money, get into debt, or you can actually use your term life insurance with living benefits while you're alive and cover those expenses. You can do that with your individual plans. Next, face amount, very limited. Most people are underinsured. Let me ask you a question. What is $25,000 going to do for you? Really, what is that going to do for you? It might pay for burial. Is that building a legacy? Is that passing things on? Probably not. What's $100,000 really going to do? It'll take care of some bills, but you're not building a legacy. So just understand that insurance is the best way to build legacies. Obviously, not pass on any debt, but you can change your last name doing it the right way. But with group life, you're very limited based on your income, based on the job, whatever the group wants to do. There's a maximum amount, around $25,000, give or take, or 1 to 3 times your salary, typically how they do it. But also here, it's based on your needs. Based on your needs, you can do 10 times, even 20 times your income or net worth, depending on how you set it up. But you could do a couple million on yourself. The challenge, though, with just term life, is that 98% of the time it's going to lapse, get canceled, outlive, 2% ever pay out. So if you only have term, don't expect that baby to pay out. If you do pass away within the term, it'll pay. But maybe you want to look at permanent coverage. There's different options there. But again, today is about group versus individual. If you only have group, please understand it is just for that group. If you leave, get fired, whatever it is, that's going to go away. You're probably underinsured. You may want to seek private coverage that you own, has living benefits. You'll have it for the entire time, and you get the proper coverage you need. With that being said, have a great week, and see you next time.